Alright guys, here we're going to talk about Twilight Zone episode 27, season 2.
Oh, I'm not ready. Okay, Beechcroft's Rebellion was this episode.
Alright, so what do you think about this episode?
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. It's fine.
I can't remember what happened in this episode. What is in this one?
The guy hates people, and he gets a,
oh my god. So this, all I have for this episode.
That teaches them how to make everyone disappear, and then he goes, and he brings them all back.
It's not even that. He gets a book that makes him all powerful.
Yeah.
He can control anything. He makes the trains run.
He becomes
he makes
omniscient.
people go.
Yes.
He makes everyone himself.
Because he concentrated enough.
And then when they all become himself, he just has the worst mask on half those people.
Oh, it was great, actually.
Oh my, those are brutal effects.
I remember seeing the mask, but then when it's like him as like a woman, I laughed.
No,
I
it had
that.
decent parts of the episode, but ultimately I can't get behind an episode that gives somebody, like, essentially he's God. Anything he concentrates on sharply, and he got it from the only book of its kind, from a man.
There's only one.
What was the story that the guy got it and?
It's a monkey's paw, and I rubbed the lamp, and then here's a book. I have no idea.
But yes, he's a miserable man who realizes that everyone's miserable, including him.
They deserve to die.
He did not one fun concentration thing.
Yeah.
Never once was he like, a water slide coming out of my office building.
Or you're gonna say coming out of my ass?
Yes.
You crazy bastard.
Or like, I don't know, a delicious cheesecake. He asked for nothing like that was good.
He wasn't a fun man. He was a miserable man to begin with. So what he wanted was just to be left alone, and then he got it. But he turns out he didn't want that. He wants to live and to love.
The issue with the 22 minutes of Twilight Zone is that, like, the man instantly regretted his thing. He didn't get like months of toiling, going, you know what, alone is driving me nuts. He was alone for 10 minutes. He's like, I'm like, this was essentially your lunch hour, and you're like,
I had that exact same thought. Like, he's probably like, it's been like literally hours, and he's like, it's just not right. And like, okay, he goes to work. Like, you have the power to do anything you want, and he still goes to work.
He goes to the one of two established sets they already have.
I know, but it's so... That alone was such pain to me, because he didn't just, like... At first, I thought he just wanted to make some room for himself on the train.
Yes, I didn't realize he blinked him out of existence all over the world.
And I didn't realize he knew that, because then why is he all the way up in his office at work or something like that?
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy to me. So they should have had something in there where he was like, "Wait, is everyone gone? Oh, I concentrated so hard. Well, no, this is all right. This is all right. I'm just going to do my job. For once, I'm just going to do my job. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine." And then he starts to sweat and, like, regret it. And, oh, no. And then his fucking glasses start talking to him as himself and everything. There were so many devices in this that were used that I just thought were so ill-placed and, like, not good or whatever.
The one where he was the reflection in a framed picture.
Yeah.
He was like, they didn't crop it quite right, and his shoulder was outside of the frame.
Was it?
And I was like, oh, that's a mistake.
That's awesome.
The biggest issue for me was there's a moment, and maybe I'm alone here, but you think he's in the subway and he's looking at a poster of a painted lady, and you think like, he's going to use his power to bring this lady into reality. And then he pulls out a pencil and draws a mustache on her. And I'm like, all right. You got me, Twilight Zone. That's the twist I couldn't predict.
Okay, unexpected. Yeah. Because I remember that scene too, and I'm like, this must mean something. And then it was like record scratch. No, it doesn't. It means in a way that was like Spider-Man 3 emo Peter Parker, where like I can do whatever I want. No one's looking. I'm gonna be rebellious. And draws a mustache. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's horrible. You're horrible. You go to work and you draw mustaches on posters.
Have you seen, real quick, to reference Spider-Man 3, have you seen where they show the homage to Saturday Night Fever bit, but they cut the music out, and it's just him like, ha!
No, but I love that part, so...
Seeing it without music and just
it.
Hearing the women react and him make the noises, not on cue to a song, it's the cringiest thing ever, and it's so good.
I was just gonna say, I do think that's the cringiest thing ever, but I also love it.
I loved it in the movie. I thought it was great.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't get what it was.
No, I know. That's one of the things people hate so much, and I hate them for hating it.
But seeing somebody cut out the music,
I know.
it made it so good.
How do they do that and like leave in the other parts? Are those dubbed
I don't
in?
know if it might just been a person who was a part of the production who just was like, I have all this film, and I just put that part out, or someone went in and just recreated all the noises,
Yeah,
like them and their friends.
I like when they do that.
There's a
Those can be
channel
really
on
good.
YouTube where a guy remakes music videos, him and his wife, and he sings guy parts and she sings girl parts, and they cut out all the background noise, and they just use the parts of like that are awkward, like the sweets of the songs.
Oh man.
And it's pretty funny.
Okay.
But this episode, like, a dud to
So,
me, because
yeah.
there's so much potential whenever somebody has these things, and it always makes me mad because they never do things the way I would do. And I don't know if it's just the 1960s people just had no creativity.
It's just a
but
you
it's-
thing, I
it's
think, because they still make
frustrating.
they still make things to this day where people don't do what you would do, especially, but also what
But
most
this is
people
what
would do.
nobody would do.
Yes.
There's no one on earth that's like, I've blinked everyone out of existence. Let me go to work in peace. You don't have
So-
to work anymore, man. You run the world.
But that's
Go
the
take
point.
over the Empire State Building.
So
That's
like,
yours.
and it would have, but that would have been okay if like that was the point, and there was some sort of lesson there, or if like this is all just this artifice, but we're teaching you something else about like, oh, you just want to be alone, but really it's all the friction in life that like lets you generate heat and live and all. Like it's like some weird metaphor or fucking thing. But this was just like, I want this, I don't want it, and like that was the whole episode.
Yeah.
And two, to have the infuriating like water cooler, like what would you do with those powers? You're like anything but that. Like it's so frustrating. Like there's nothing here to. The performances were kind of alright. The one guy was, like the main guy when he was talking, I thought was good. But other than that, like there's nothing really going on.
I think the biggest annoyance in a lot of Twilight Zone episodes is just how they come about the thing. Just this guy, I got you a book. It's supposed to be the rarest of all. Can you imagine this? How did that book work? Shut up, idiot. Like, ugh.
And he like has to read the whole book.
Yeah.
He like closes the last page. I got it, and then kills his landlady. Whatever. Yes. So crazy. No. So like some of that too. So like some of my favorite episodes, they don't even like address it. Like I really, in retrospect, more so even like the one where the coin lands on its edge, and then Daryl just has all these powers or whatever. I was like, that's great, because just who cares? Fuck it, whatever. Who cares? Like some of these, yeah, you're just like, oh, he's got some fucking thing.
Yeah, when they have, because they have to come up with how this happened and how it ends in such a short time frame, you can't not have an issue.
Yeah, just make a do with powers, just make a thing happen, or just make it where like he wished hard enough and like the boxer did the thing, like just like
Or
have
the guy
it be
with
a dumb thing.
telekinesis. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't explain it. He had telekinesis.
And it's like, why haven't you done that before? He's like, it gets me into trouble, it gives me headaches or whatever, right? Just like whatever, right? Yeah. Ugh. So sorry about this dud.
Yeah, not the best episode.
This is gonna be.
Enjoyed parts of it though. It was enjoyable. I just
It was
I just
fine.
walk away with more frustration than joy, I think,
Yeah.
at the end. But in the heart of it, it's not the worst episode. We've had far worse than this.
It didn't actively like hurt me, but at the end I was just like, that happened. Okay, we've made it through another 23 and a half minutes of our lives.
I would have liked more when he realizes how annoying he is.
Okay.
To that have affected something better.
Okay, yeah, there were so many opportunities for lessons here that
Because
maybe
you realize you're the worst person in the world.
yeah, maybe it's all implied, and maybe I'm just missing it. I feel like they had chances to do something with all that, and they kind of didn't do it. But maybe I'm just an idiot.
There were
But,
a couple missed opportunities.
both maybe.
Either way, though, that's this episode of Twilight Zone. Guys, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Don't die in fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.